Yay! 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 Yay!
Hey, Mickey Foo.
What's up?
Yay!
What's going on, buddy?
You know, I do I don't know, plan my life around the sports calendar. You know how I typically do that. But March Madness, which is the arguably is it the greatest spectacle in all of sports?
No.
March Madness. What is? What's the best?
It's the second highest gambled on event in sport.
I don't care about that. I gamble on them all.
No, it's the second highest gambled on sport, but it's the biggest spectacle in sport is personal, right? It's going to be different for every person.
It's the greatest tournament in sports in the United States, certainly.
I don't know. I look at the any playoff is a tournament of sorts.
But it doesn't do like March Madness does. The upsets, the giantness of the field.
Wouldn't you like it
the emotionness?
Like the NBA playoffs were laid out like March Madness. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom.
The one and done, the win or go home
that.
is what makes March Madness so great.
I love that. I'm not poo-pooing on March Madness.
Yeah.
I love the March Madness.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And the brackets. Everyone loves to do the brackets.
Brackets are fun. Anybody can do them.
Yep.
People like to say Gonzaga once a year. That's their time.
Yeah, I don't, yeah. You know, it really made me upset like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Lori won a bracket pool that we had going on because she picked mascots.
Oh,
And it just so
okay.
happens that the Villanova Wildcats and the Kentucky Wildcats, it was all cats in the Final Four. It was just a Final Four of cats, and we like cats.
Yeah,
so,
this is true.
So,
So she did well.
won the whole damn thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Good job.
For her, yeah. Yeah, way to be lucky, for sure.
It's all lucky, though.
Yeah. Well, no. See,
It is, though, because there's always an upset. There's always you can't go by favorites because you don't know. And teams play up for March Madness.
They do.
So it's always a roll of the dice.
If you know what it's not a roll of the dice, but you can make very educated guesses. You can be ahead of the curve.
You can be.
Granted, you will be upset.
Of
There
course.
are always bracket busters.
Always upsets.
But chalking it's never 1-1-1-1
No.
seeds. Yeah, no, nothing
Never.
like that. Nothing like that. So you're always the guy who comes here prepared.
I
right,
try.
with a game, right? So I actually did it for this game.
Hey.
For this game. There you go. For this episode.
Nice.
And I made a bracket for us to do.
Oh.
Because we're always having the debate. We're always having these conversations. So I made the best television of all time bracket.
My goodness.
And we're going to play it today.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
I need a pen. There we go. I have a pen.
I just have the one. So here we go.
I have a pen. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the sheet.
Okay.
You only made one sheet. You did all this work and only made one sheet.
Well, okay. No, I made two, but I don't want you to spoil it.
Let me see. I'm not going to spoil.
Okay,
Let me see it.
So here we go. We're gonna do the selection show. Okay. Now the way that I've divided this, and maybe we'll post this.
We should post it.
Well, I just used a blank regular basketball. So there's like March Madness Final Four all over the. So here's what we got. We have the top left region is animation.
Wow, look at you breaking it down.
The right side is studio audience, top right.
Okay.
The bottom right is single camera comedy.
Okay.
And then the bottom left is drama. Now, I didn't make these rankings. I actually went through 7 or 8 of those definitive lists online.
Wow.
And actually, I made a spreadsheet with ranking, and there was an actual formula that seeded this bracket.
No way.
I spent like, I don't know, 3-4 hours on putting this together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, buddy.
Which
Well
is how you
done.
can tell. So, in the play-in, that's one from each. I wouldn't have put Chernobyl anywhere on this because I'd never even seen it, but it's on the list. So, unfortunately, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with round one. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna start with the animation. Now, 2 things I want to say. One. Mm-hmm. If you don't like TV, you're not going to like this episode.
No.
But you can use this as the ultimate recommendation.
Oh, this is great.
We give recommendations. This is it. Number 2, if you have an idea for a bracket that we should do, where can they call us?
6317 Myke Mo, 6317 Mike with a Y, Myke Mo, M-O. Give us a call. I'm sure there's messages on there today. It's wonderful how many more messages we've had and more people calling because it's more interactive.
Tons. And just because we like someone else's message more doesn't mean that we don't like you anymore. Liz. So all right, so we're not going to do any of that today.
Wow,
though.
she got really bent out of shape on that, didn't she?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Got her bungee cords in a bunch, if you will.
But she was listening to us in the shower.
That's right.
Which is awkward.
So here's what we're gonna do. We have these 4 play-ins, and we can decide if we want to actually put one of these in place of another one.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna play this one.
Okay, I like it.
So here's the selection show. The rankings this is in seeded order. Okay. In the animation, we have The Simpsons is the 1 seed, South Park is the 2 seed, Family Guy is the 3 seed. The 4 seed is Beavis and Butthead, believe it or not. On a lot of definitive rankings, it's a lot higher than I would have expected.
Sure.
Because following that one up is American Dad, which I think is a good show.
Quality show.
Yeah. 6, Bob's Burgers. Okay. 7, Transformers, old school animation, right? 8, you can tell how many brackets I do because I know exactly where these seeds are.
All right. I'm bouncing, but yeah.
So number 8 is the Flintstones. Again, give it to me.
What, you want the little...
No, just I already turned your mic off so you can yell.
Barney! Hey, Fred. What do you say, Fred?
All right, there you go.
Good? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, sure. No. That was the Flintstones, so that means
Flintstones 8 and 9. Flintstones versus G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe is number 9.
Wow, that's where it gets really tight now.
Number 10, I was so happy this made so many lists. Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah.
Great show. Number 11, and I think this has upset potential. The Critic has some upset potential, and I've got to say they've got a chip on their shoulder for being so low. 12, we got Scooby-Doo.
Zoinks!
There you go. In the 13th scene, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. 14 is the Ghostbusters. 15, you know what I've actually found? Whoever wrote a lot of these, I think were more like in my age bracket.
Younger, yeah.
In my age bracket.
Sure.
More so than your cartoon. You had like the Hanna-Barbera type shit. You had the Jetsons and all that kind of stuff. And I don't see the Jetsons anywhere on this list.
No. It is someone younger that made this list, yeah.
So the Ghostbusters as 14, Dexter's Laboratory 15, SpongeBob SquarePants 16, and the play-in is Thundercats. Speaking of you being old, I think Thundercats needs to replace... it's tough. Like, Dexter's Laboratory is a great show, but Thundercats is a classic.
Yeah, it's really tough to have them as a play-in anywhere.
Yeah.
If I put them anywhere, I'd put them above maybe either Dexter's Lab.
No, it's just a swap. It's a straight swap. Don't worry about the sweet. Yeah.
Swap out, where they are. Yeah. I would say possibly Dexter's Lab or Bob's Burgers. Who I enjoy Bob's Burgers. American Dad. It's not a 5 seed.
Yeah.
That could be a big upset. I'm going to put him in the 5 seed. I'm going to take him for in that spot.
American Dad. See, I'm going to keep that one in there. We have to agree on it because we need the same bracket. We can
have different brackets. I think we should have different brackets.
Nah. You can't have different teams. Davidson made it instead of...
You're going to have one. I'm going to have one. Put the people up. Let them have one. I love that.
The people.
But they're not gonna last anyway. Thundercats, so put them in there.
I'm gonna put it in instead of Dexter's Laboratory, which is great, but Thundercats still makes it. Actually, you know what? No, screw it. The Thundercats, they're out round 1. They didn't even make it into my bracket. I'm keeping
my
Dexter.
bracket.
I'm keeping
Dexter. No question. I loved that show.
So we have to. We're gonna go, and we're not having this discussion yet. We can't have too many of these discussions yet.
Tell you what.
What?
Take them out of 14. Take them out of the Ghostbusters. They were better than Ghostbusters.
Thundercats? Okay.
Yeah.
No, good. Yep. We're good there. We'll
agree on where they come in.
Thundercats is there. Okay. Again, we can't have too many of these discussions because that takes away from the rest of the show. Just going through, it's just selection time in let's go the drama bracket. Number 1, The Sopranos is the top seed, followed by Breaking Bad in the number 2 spot. Band of Brothers, HBO miniseries, coming in at number 3. The Twilight Zone, going real old school, came in at the top of a lot of those lists. So that's number 4. I don't know if my algorithm worked or not, but they got a number 4. They won their conference. It was a weak conference. They had a weak strength of schedule.
Look, it was a strong show and it's still around.
Yeah,
so fair.
Exactly.
Fair.
Yeah, it was the strength of schedule wasn't nearly what it is now. Back then, if you will. That's actually a really good pun, using strength of schedule for a show like that. So I like that.
Done.
Game of Thrones as the 5, Dexter as the 6, Mad Men as the 7, 8th seed Hannibal, 9th seed The West Wing, 10th Downton Abbey, 11 True Detective, 12 Lost, 13 is Sherlock, 14 Rome, 15 Weeds, 16 Deadwood, and the play-in came in as Chernobyl. And I'm so happy that the other play-in would have been Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm still scratching Chernobyl. They didn't make it.
Chernobyl didn't make it, so we're moving on now to these. Let's go to the single camera region here. The Office. I'm sure we're both happy about that being number 1.
It should be.
Entourage number 2. Number 3 is Eastbound and Down. Yeah, it came in as a number 3. Number 4 was My Name Is Earl. Number 5 was Parks and Recreation. I was actually surprised to see that one. Number 6, Always Sunny. Number 7, Arrested Development. 8th seed, 30 Rock. 9th seed was Scrubs. 10th seed.
Wait a minute. Scrubs is 13th.
What?
Scrubs is 13th.
Oh, I put it in here twice, which means that the play-in game is now the 13th. So Scrubs going in there as number 9. There you go. So that means number 10 is Curb Your Enthusiasm, 11 Modern Family. I'm surprised it was that low, but a lot of people disrespecting them. The 12 seed was the middle. The 13th is now New Girl. The 14th, Silicon Valley. 15 seed, Community. And 16, Malcolm in the middle. No play-in necessary. New Girl has made it to the final field of 60.
Good job, New Girl.
And last, the studio audience category. Number 1, Seinfeld. 2, Cheers. 3 was Friends. 4, Taxi. The 5 was Big Bang Theory. The 6 was Married with... Yep, that's a 6. I'm like, I can't read.
No, you got it.
Was Married with Children. Number 7 was All in the Family. Number 8, The Golden Girls. 9, Frasier. The 10 seed was Taxi. The 11 seed was The Nanny. The 12th seed is Roseanne. 13 is The Cosby Show. 14... Wait, did I just do 14? No, 14, I Love Lucy. 15, Everyone Loves Raymond. And 16, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Do you want to slot in Myke and Molly into any of these?
I don't, but you do have Taxi on there twice.
Myke and Molly is the
10 seed. Now.
You know, I must have messed up when putting something in here, I guess. I don't know. But there you go. So there you go. We have it. Myke and Molly, the 10 seed. So this is going to be a fun... It took us 12 minutes just to set up the bracket.
Well, I think we'll blow through.
And now
we're not
going
to spend a lot of time, but we'll definitely spend some time as we go through.
No, this is the show. This is the show.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying we're not going to kill each other and be boring with it. Let's have some fun.
There may be debates. So here we go.
Here, throw me the other pen. I got a Sharpie over here.
Yeah, you don't want that.
I don't want a Sharpie.
You don't want that. All right, so we're gonna start off.
By the way, this is the Pilot G207
best pen of all time.
Best pen ever. We agree on that. I love these pens.
It's the B pot.
Yeah.
Or the pot. The greatest pen of all time.
Start with animated, right?
All right, we're gonna bounce around just like regular March Madness. We're just gonna go ham. I pick a matchup, then you pick a matchup.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
The first matchup I'm gonna pick is. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna randomly guess it. Ready? I'm just gonna randomly select it. Boom. The first one is Friends versus I Love Lucy. Ooh. The 3 versus the 14. I gotta give it to Friends.
Wow.
I Love Lucy is a classic show. It is hilarious.
It's funny.
It is really funny.
Vita Vita Vegemin. I mean, it holds up.
I mean, Vita Vita Vegemin Girl. I've quoted it on the show.
Yes.
I've watched it. I've watched it within the last 6 months. I don't know about you, but I have. That episode specifically. But Friends is one of the best sitcoms of all time. It really is.
It's third on the list. It's a strong seed. And there's a reason for that, too. I mean, I have to go Friends, too.
Yeah, I have to. So. I hate to
knock I Love Lucy, but we're going to knock Friends out.
Not to mention, Desilu Productions was the original production company behind Star Trek, which I love.
Wow.
So there you go. So Friends, moving on. All right.
The next game in the rotation here happens to be in that same bracket.
Oh, you picked another one.
But it will be Big Bang Theory versus Roseanne.
I think we have a 5-12 upset. Just like in March Madness, there's always a 5-12 upset, and I think this might be it.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Because Big Bang Theory, for what it is, it's a good show. It's a funny show.
Never got into it.
You're not as... I think if either of us two are going to get into that, I think I would get into it more.
Okay.
There's a lot of Trekness going on in
that's
that
fine.
show. Yeah,
it really never did much for me. I've tried it. Doesn't take.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's that funny.
So I think Roseanne
was a great show.
Yeah, I mean Roseanne is just like the out of all these, see, this is why I miss the 90s, because it was all dysfunctional families.
Oh, yeah.
And Roseanne was, A, they were very dysfunctional, but B, they were very relatable.
Oh, yeah.
For middle America especially.
Outstanding show across the board.
Yeah.
Again, tough topics. They'd tackle them. They didn't have an issue with it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
and,
Roseanne.
And, not for nothing, the new episodes were not bad.
They weren't bad.
They weren't bad.
Until she had to tweet and be stupid.
Why'd you be stupid?
Yeah.
Damn it,
Dumb.
Damn it, Roseanne.
Dumb. D-U-M, dumb.
Just sing the national anthem disrespectfully, and that's all we. Yeah.
So between us on this,
I love
too.
how she wasn't canceled for that, but God forbid you tweet. God forbid you tweet. Not sing the national anthem disrespectfully in front of millions of people.
I have a question on the game that we're playing here. We're not going to agree on the brackets to who moves forward, right? We have to be our own person on those.
Yeah.
If we disagree on a show, then that's the show that moves forward.
Yeah. Then we'll discuss each of our brackets.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. You're up.
Or we should call someone to be the tiebreaker. We'll just call a random person to be the tiebreaker. That's
this is our game. They can jump in and play.
There you go. All right, we'll move down into this bracket.
Okay.
We have Modern Family versus Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There's no question for me. It's Always Sunny.
There's no question for me. This is a game. I'm not going to watch this game on TV. I don't like either one of those
shows. You don't
shows.
like Always Sunny?
No.
See, you don't like
tried it.
You don't like shows that have anti-heroes, right? You
Of
don't like
course I
shows. No. Well, I guess Dexter you like that, but we'll get to that bracket later.
Sopranos, everything. There's always the anti-hero I enjoy.
But they're
Always Sunny isn't funny.
It's I think it's because you don't find the characters likable.
That's a huge piece.
You
of it.
You find Tony Soprano likable, even though he's technically
everyone
the
does.
bad guy.
Yeah.
But Always Sunny is absolutely hilarious. It's
all right.
It's so funny. How do you not like that show?
I don't even like Modern Family, but Modern Family gets the win on that for me.
Really?
Going with the underdog, yeah.
Why?
As I've tried Always Sunny. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so good." There's another show in this whole tournament. I feel the same way about. I don't like the show that everyone goes bat poo for.
You're going Modern Family over Always Sunny.
Yep.
That's egregious,
Sure
but that's your bracket.
It is my bracket.
All right, you do you.
Believe it or not, I'm picking in the same bracket, the same area, the same conference.
I like we stay in the region. Yeah.
I'm going to go down and look at that 2 seed against a 15 seed. Entourage versus Community. To me, I should love Community.
This is a tough one.
By the cast, I should love Community.
It was a good show.
I don't think it's that funny. I think Entourage is a far better show. Entourage houses them.
Yeah, Entourage, definitely the better show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, sustained itself for many a year. The creator is the cousin of somebody who is from New Milford, so that's
really
good.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Doreen.
Wait a minute. No, you know what? I did know that.
Her cousin.
I did know that. Yeah.
Doug. Good old cousin Doug. I've met him several times. It was
Very
great.
cool.
She actually got me on the set out in L.A. They were shooting outside of the CBS office. So I called up Doreen and I said, "Hey, call cousin Doug. I want to get on the set." Sure enough, 10 minutes later, I'm standing on the set of Entourage.
No kidding.
In the Grove in Los Angeles.
that's
it was
very
it
cool.
was really cool. Entourage.
Entourage.
That definitely takes the win.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We're gonna go to the drama bracket, and it's going to be Dexter versus True Detective.
That's not even
close.
a conversation.
Not
That's
even
a
close.
blowout.
Not even close. We'll talk more about
Blowout.
Dexter later. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
It
it's
is
gonna be
Dexter, though. Say your answer.
Dexter all day.
Okay, there you go. You have to.
One of my all-time favorite shows.
You have to say the answer.
All right, my game in that same bracket.
Yep.
Band of Brothers versus Rome, the 3 and the 14.
Band of Brothers all day.
I'm calling upset.
You're calling Rome?
I loved Rome.
That's bullshit.
Loved Rome. Look, Band of Brothers is a solid show. It's a very good show.
One of the best World War II shows of all time.
Yeah.
Movies, whatever.
And Rome is the best one ever done on their era that I've ever seen.
Rome
Not
was
even a movie touches that. It's so good.
Yeah.
Big fan of Rome.
Yeah, Rome was really good. I was actually
Rome was the
surprised
upset.
that it was this far down, but no, Band of Brothers takes it for me. Absolutely, Band of Brothers takes it. You know what is amazing about Band of Brothers? How it's not just that they're telling stories about the 101st Airborne and Easy Company and all that stuff, but they actually have members of said company telling they start and end the episode with interviews from these soldiers.
It's an outstanding show. I'm not going to argue that, but Rome got me into that era again. I was so excited for Rome because it's really untouched. The problem with Band of Brothers, and if there is a problem with it, is that it's got a lot of competition within the genre. There's great movies that deal with World War II.
Yeah, but not in a serialized drama perspective, not
No,
like that. It
no,
follows this company from D-Day all the way through.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a solid show. I enjoy the show. The problem is, it was nothing in a new topic. Rome was a brand new topic.
But it was
Nobody
told in a
had
way.
touched that.
Gladiator.
Not really. Not really.
They have done.
They're similar,
They've been done. The
Yeah.
era's been done.
but it's not a brand new topic. But
No.
it was newer. So
No.
I'm going with
It's
newer.
300-esque.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that it hadn't been done before, but
I'm sticking by Rome.
I'm going Band of Brothers.
Okay. I'm assuming you're now going into the animated.
We're going up top. Yep, we're going
Okay.
up top, and we are going to go with. I feel bad.
What's that?
American Dad just beat Scooby-Doo before kickoff.
Oh, it did not.
Yeah, American Dad better than Family Guy. Best Seth
No.
MacFarlane show. Yes.
No.
Roger the Alien is one of the best characters
Roger's
on television.
great. Roger's
One of the
great.
best characters on all of
Goldfish is
television.
great. What's the goldfish's
No,
name?
Klaus.
Klaus.
Yeah, not as good
Klaus
as
is great too. It's a good show. It never hooked me like Family Guy. Family Guy owns me. Family Guy is one of the greatest. It's going to be. It'll be in the final four. I'm guessing. That's my guess. Family Guy may be in the final four.
So here's the thing, though. I disagree. I like American Dad better than Family Guy because for the same reason that South Park would trash Family Guy, right? Mm-hmm. American Dad tells the story. They don't come out of the story. Family Guy is just a lot of here's a setup, here's a flashback, here
and it's fast.
and it can be funny, absolutely, and sometimes it's just nonsensical and sometimes it's just dumb.
Well, that's how I am too.
But
I'm also sometimes nonsensical and dumb.
I really like American Dad. The characters are far better developed in that show. Roger the Alien, again, he deserves his own show.
Well,
it's so good. When was the last?
Spinoffs don't work necessarily for Seth MacFarlane.
that one would absolutely. No, Cleveland was garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like American.
Scooby
American
Doo
Dad.
stands the test of time. Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
brilliant, funny, still relatable, still wonderful. Love Scooby Doo.
I don't know how Scooby Doo is relatable at all.
Absolutely.
How do
is.
you relate to Scooby Doo? Do you drive around in the Mystery Machine?
No, but I used to have a van. Yeah, I had a van at one point.
So that's it. You have a
And I
van.
had
So you
plenty
know
of
what Scooby-Doo?
Scooby snacks.
That's it. All right, if that's where you're going.
No, but look, man, Scooby Doo was fun. I love the mystery. They brought in the different people. They brought in like the Harlem Globetrotters were on Scooby Doo. It was great. It's
the
because
Harlem Globetrotters were on American Dad.
after it was on Scooby Doo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm
yeah.
saying you can repeat them all day, all you want, but people repeat Scooby Doo to this day. Scooby Doo, all time great.
Okay, moving on.
All right, is it? I'm in here somewhere. Well,
Yep.
let's
Animation.
stay in animation and let's go down to where we have the Thundercats against Family Guy. This is the 3 seed against the 14 seed. Thundercats won in on the 14.
I'm calling an audible. The Ghostbusters is staying in my bracket for that one.
What? No, we didn't say no audible with that. We said that's where it was going.
All right, well, Family Guy moves on.
Yeah, Family Guy moves on. I feel bad about Thundercats. Glad they got in there.
Yeah.
Glad they got to mention. Love Thundercats.
Look, those kids, this is the highlight of their life. They're not going to go on to the NBA.
No.
Those Thundercats.
They made it.
Yeah,
They made the playoff.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
got on some national TV. Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. And good for
Enjoy the
you,
Thundercats.
Mississippi Valley State University. Good for you.
You made it. All right.
Yeah.
Where are you taking us?
Oh, we're just going to keep on rotating. And
We're going back to studio audience.
back to studio. We have landed on Seinfeld versus the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
This is painful.
Sorry, Will.
This is so painful for me.
Sorry, Will.
But I do this for 2 reasons. It stays Seinfeld,
It has to be.
and it does for 2 reasons.
What, to placate to me?
No,
Okay.
I don't care about placating to you.
Okay, good.
I'm actually rewatching Seinfeld right now.
Good for you.
I'm on the Netflix Seinfeld binge because I needed to catch up. You give me a hard time about it, but I truly enjoy it. Now, Fresh Prince, some of it holds really well. Some of it holds very well.
Okay.
Some of it does not.
Okay.
The other thing
Examples.
is, I'm very hold on,
examples.
bear with me. The other thing is, I'm very upset. Before I forget about this new drama, Fresh Prince reboot. Don't care for it. Don't like the idea.
The thing we talked about
It hurts.
in the last show.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
The legacy of what it is.
Yep. But okay, no. You can't dock points
Yeah, you can.
on the original. No, because we're talking about the original show.
Because
If we
Will
did-
Smith is involved with it. That's what bothers me.
If
It's
we did
it's
this-
got a bad taste in my mouth.
I guess if we did this bracket 2 months ago, Fresh Prince still doesn't beat Seinfeld.
No.
So
Seinfeld is. You know what? And that is a great example for you're talking about me not liking characters. None of the 4 main characters are actually likable people, and they prove that by the end.
No. They are likable. They're not good people.
They're not good people,
but they are very likable and relatable because the things that make them bad are things that you can relate to.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I still don't. If you were in real life, if you knew those 4 characters, would you be friends with any of them?
I certainly would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing: they're not malicious.
Who are you most like?
They're not malicious.
Those 4? Who are you? They are a little malicious sometimes. Yeah.
No, they're self-centered, but they're not malicious.
Okay.
I don't think that they would necessarily.
Who would you be friends with? Pick one of the 4.
Kramer putting concrete in a washing machine. That's kind of malicious. But they thought that the guy at the laundromat stole $1,500 from Jerry's laundry. So you know what? That was more of a karma situation. Who am I most like?
Jerry stole a loaf of marble rye from an old lady.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't be. I see. In the later seasons, they got a little bit more like that. But I'm probably a George Jerry hybrid. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say Jerry.
Who you'd be friends with more, or who you're like?
Who I'm like more.
You're far more like George. You are far. You want to be more like Jerry, but you're more like George.
No, because with Jerry, it's like he has these little, like the littlest thing. It's the pet peeves with him. George doesn't have the same, like, the pet peeves like Jerry does.
Sure, he does.
He has some, but not in the same way.
I think they're both very similar. That's why they're good friends. That's why they get along so well, because they can relate on those.
Right, but unlike, I'm not cheap in the way that George is.
Most times.
No, you've
had your moments.
Well, sure, but if
you're not like George, I'll agree with that.
I'm not the something costs $3. Oh, I only have a 20, so
we're not gonna buy
I'll give you this. It's like that whole thing, or the whole him getting the gum from the vendor because it was just 100. You had to break the 100 and this and that whole thing. So I may I have a lot of Elaine tendencies too, though. I feel like I don't have any Kramer in me. I don't think
you don't have a whole lot of zany to you.
Yeah, no.
I think for me, I have a little more. I have a little bit of Kramer and a little bit of Jerry, a little touch of George.
A little of all of them.
Not much Elaine.
Not much Elaine.
No. No, I don't relate to all of them all that well. It's like a little 10%, 20% of each one kind of thing, but not even to Elaine. I don't think I relate as much. She's a little too petty.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay.
All
right, moving on. That was a lot of Seinfeld.
And
And we'll get to them because I'm sure they're going to survive. We're a half hour into this, so this is going to be a long show.
Let's go with a difficult one. Taxi versus The Cosby Show. The 4 versus somehow, what is that, the 15?
The 13.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Cosby Show was a dominant force, but which show have I watched more of? I've watched more Taxi in my life. I think Taxi was a better written show. I'm going Taxi with the...
Taxi over The Cosby Show.
I can't believe Cosby Show's ranked that low, by the way.
See, the studio audience is, I think, the strongest of all the 4 regions. Yeah. It's the strongest of all the 4 regions,
sure.
I think, because it's like, even, all the way down to the end. Like, Everybody Loves Raymond's a good show, and that's a 15. Fresh Prince is the 16 seed.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Even Myke and Molly, which didn't make the bracket, is a damn fine sitcom.
And is in there, and it's going to get beat, but okay.
Oh, it is in there. You're right. Yep, it is in there. Yeah, I would... fuck. I guess I got...
I don't know.
You're getting antsy over there.
No, I heard something, and it must have been the Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall was a great show, too, by the way.
Squish your head.
Awesome. I'm crushing your head.
Crush your head.
Crushing your head. When was the last time you saw the movie? Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the Kids? You're not answering, which means no, because this is what you do when you don't know something. You just stay silent.
I don't know the movie. I haven't seen the movie.
It's called Brain Candy.
Oh, okay. No.
There's my recommendation for you for the week.
Fair. Take it.
I haven't seen it in the
I've never seen it. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
It's basically about the creation of an antipsychotic drug.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
It's hilarious. There's a character called Cancer Boy. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Oh.
Do you see the doctor in me? Do you see? You're gonna love that show.
All right, we're deep into this. We gotta get back on.
All right, Kids in the Hall was awesome. Where are we?
Taxi, Cosby Show. Need your answer.
And
Oof.
my God, this is a tough one. This is going to overtime. This game went to overtime.
Yeah.
This was a very close game. It was neck and neck.
Okay. And
Final
shot made by
it's either
Lotka
Lotka or Dr. Huxtable.
Lotka or Theo. Who's making the final shot?
Dr. Huxtable,
Yeah.
I think.
And Kiss my yatabe.
I think he bricked it.
Yeah.
I think he bricked it. We're gonna go with Taxi. I think you're right.
I think he roofied it. Yeah, okay.
See, that's the thing. I grew up Nick at Night was a big part of my childhood.
Hey, when this was on,
well, that's the difference between you and me.
Must-see Thursday night, NBC, Cosby Show was everything. Taxi was one of the first sitcoms I ever kind of got to know. So, but Taxi, amazing, great stories, great characters, great people, love them all.
There you go.
Cosby was a little right before the anti-hero. Cosby was all about the right thing. It was all about the perfect family.
Yeah,
So
yeah. All right, continue.
that was my choice. You're up.
Damn.
You're up with the bottom bracket there, the one camera.
We landed on Parks and Rec versus The Middle, 512. The Middle is a great show.
I've seen it a few times. I don't think it
Middle's a
holds
great
a
show.
candle to Park and Rec.
Well, as far as that block,
Yeah.
The Middle is the third. No, the second best show. The Goldbergs is the best show that's in that block right now.
Okay.
Which I'm upset.
Goldbergs is a great show.
And I'm upset that wasn't in this list.
I enjoy that show.
Yeah, the Goldbergs is great, and then second to that would be The Middle, and then after that would be Modern Family. No, Parks and Rec just destroyed.
All right, yeah, I agree. We're gonna go in that same bracket with the one that's gonna drive you insane. This is gonna be the fun conversation. The 7 and the 10, Arrested Development versus Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Both of these shows are amazing.
Agreed. Both excellent shows.
Absolutely. And polar opposites.
Absolutely.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is a 5-page script that's mostly done off of improv, and highly scripted Arrested Development, because half of it's voiceover. You got to script that stuff.
However, they both make you cringe dramatically.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have to give it to Curb. Again, there's another character you probably just don't like, right?
No, I love it. I love Curb. I love his character.
You do love Larry David.
I love Larry David.
But he's the bad guy.
He is the bad guy. But he's what makes the show great.
Yeah, I'm going with Curb. I can also relate to Curb a lot more.
Okay.
That's
your world.
Very much can relate to that world.
Arrested Development, I think, is one of the greatest shows. I think they're going to go far in this bracket. Arrested Development gets my nod there, although it's really difficult to say goodbye to Curb so early.
Okay. I'm going with Curb. Moving on back over here. Drum roll, please. That's not even a game. Twilight Zone versus Sherlock. That's not even a game.
No, Twilight Zone.
I never got into Sherlock.
Me either. Twilight Zone takes that easy.
All right, moving on. And Shatner was in it.
And I'm going to go up a little ways to Hannibal versus West Wing because I really don't love this combo.
Did you see Hannibal? Did you watch Hannibal?
No.
It would be a no-brainer if you saw Hannibal.
Okay.
It was actually really good.
Okay.
It was really good.
Never saw it, though.
Recommendation.
Never saw it. So to me, West Wing gets it because I didn't know Hannibal.
Okay. I mean, it came out not too long ago, like 5-6 years ago, and it was a short run. But it was really good.
Okay.
It was really good. I was afraid it was going to be like, oh, this is just going to destroy this beloved franchise that is Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs,
which I love. I love the characters. I love the whole thing. But I never saw it. I heard bad things. I never saw it.
Oh no, I think you'll like it. Knowing you, I think
I'll put it on the list.
You like Dexter, you're going to like Hannibal.
Okay.
Animated. Bam. Beavis and Butthead versus He-Man's. All right, I don't even know why I'm not even going to finish the name of that title.
Beavis BT Man.
Beavis and Butthead. So Beavis and Butthead was that one show when I was a kid that my parents forbade me to watch.
Oh yeah.
Did that exist back in your day? Because there wasn't like bad television back then. What show were you forbade to watch as a child? Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. We watched like Three's Company together as a family, which is every sexual innuendo. So it was awkward once you knew what was going on. But we watched MASH together. We watched everything together. So there was nothing like you're forbidden to watch.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, whatever, Shattered the Glass Ceiling or whatever it was. I mean, however you want to say it, broke down every barrier. Brilliant show. And I remember being college age watching that. So
here's a problem. You just mentioned MASH. It fell
not on here.
It fell into multiple categories, and it was tough to seed.
It's too bad. It belongs in here.
Yeah. Where would you put it?
Oof. I think it has to go into. It's a comedy before it's a drama, and they had the laugh track as opposed to a studio audience.
That's the problem. Laugh track, like,
and
Seinfeld
it wasn't a single
had
camera either.
Some laugh track, exactly.
Yeah,
so it didn't fall into any.
it's tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough with this
you
grouping.
couldn't see them. So you know what? Congratulations, MASH just won the NIT tournament.
Hey,
good job.
Well done,
there you
Mash.
go. Oh, what? No.
Wrong one. Hey,
Yay!
Mash. All right, who's up? Whose turn is it? Mine or yours? You had Beavis and Butthead, so I'm up there.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with this with the 6 versus 11, the Bob's Burgers versus the Critic.
Oh, God.
I'll start while you think.
They're both amazing.
They're both very good.
I got to go with the Critic.
Bob's Burgers, I think, peaked after season 1. To me,
I like the first 2, but
yeah, like it's gone downhill. It didn't hold up. The Critic didn't have as much to run with.
It was only 2 seasons.
But the Critic was a wonderful spinoff.
It was amazing
From The Simpsons, and it was a great show. And I enjoyed the Critic. I think it was a good job.
It was
Critic wins.
It was a great show. Bob's. Here's the problem with Bob's Burgers is that it's not a one-trick pony. It's like a 1.5 trick pony.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot of the same.
Yeah.
A lot of the same, but different.
I said it was good for a season. Then I was bored with it.
It's still all right. I've seen recent episodes.
Yeah,
it's
I
still
gave
all right.
up because it got too stale.
Yeah, but we're both going Critic here.
Okay. Back over to studio audience.
Studio audience says...
Or no.
Nope.
Yes, studio audience.
Married with Children defeats The Nanny. I mean, it's Married with Children versus The Nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no discussion even needed there.
Can I tell you something funny, though? The other day I'm doing dishes. I don't know how it got stuck in my head, but the Nanny theme song got stuck in my head while doing the dishes, and I just couldn't get it out the whole day. She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, till her boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes.
Fantastic. Yeah, no need to...
What was she to do? Where was she to go? She was out on her fanny.
You done?
So over the bridge from Flushing to the Sheffield's door, she was there to
Wow.
sell makeup. But the father saw more. She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the nanny.
Are you done with that? Because that's...
Who would have guessed that the girl we described was just exactly what the doctor prescribed? Now the father finds my guy like, what does he see? And the kids are actually smiling so swaggy.
I just hit him in the face.
When everybody else was wearing hair.
I hit him in the face with a sweet and sour packet from the Chinese food place.
She's the flashing girl from Flushing.
All right. That got more play on this show than it deserved in the tournament. So moving on.
The nanny named Fran.
All right.
Bow!
All in the Family versus Myke and
Oh,
Molly.
thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And you say Family Guy drags on jokes. Myke and Molly snuck into that 10 spot because of the duo of Taxi, and they face All in the Family, which is a shame for them. Embarrass themselves. All in the Family takes that, crushes that show. And I don't hate Myke and Molly. They just got crushed by one of the greatest of all time.
Agreed. Moving on.
Okay.
I got no discussion there.
Single camera.
The Office versus Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. Not even a discussion.
Not even a discussion. I mean, Malcolm in the Middle was a good show.
Yeah, all for what it is, fine.
No, it was
Moving
cute.
on.
It was kitschy. You get the least play on today's episode.
Well, you just chewed all your time up with, singing. So,
The nanny named Fran.
enough. The 4 versus 13 in that bracket is now New Girl versus My Name is Earl.
Did you watch much New Girl?
I watched maybe a season and a half, and then sporadically here and there. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad show. I love Zooey Deschanel.
I love the characters in that show. The characters are great. The situations are great. It's a funny show. Mm-hmm. But My Name is Earl.
Yeah. It's so off the charts.
Is one of the best, hear me out, television shows ever.
Ooh.
My Name is Earl is moving on.
Yeah. Earl moves on.
Earl moves on. One of the best serialized comedies. It was
love Earl.
Absolutely hilarious.
Love Earl.
All right.
Drama. Yep.
We have the number 2 Breaking Bad versus the number 15 in Weeds. Mm-hmm. And it's it's kind of tough. Strangely, the two drug shows getting matched up.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for the upset in Weeds.
I am hands down upset in Weeds. Because Breaking Bad is one of those shows. That's the one I was talking about that people tell me it's such a great show. I can't get through 3 episodes of it going, this is so boring and I hate it.
Yeah.
It's not that I hate the character. I hate the show.
Okay. You don't hate the character. You hate what the character's become.
No, I don't even hate that.
You don't even know what the character's become.
He's going to go cook meth. Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. The show was boring and it never grabbed my attention the first 3 or 4 episodes. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to sit through 8 of them. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. But I can tell you that Weeds got me from the first show. Love the show.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Nealon is one of those underrated guys who can do no wrong.
He was amazing in that show. The first 3 seasons of that show, some of the best premium television serialized shows ever.
Wonderful.
Once they I can give spoilers. That show's been on long enough. Well, actually, it's not a spoiler because it happens every single year. Once California burned, right?
That's true.
It kind of got a little bit worse when they kind of moved down south near the Mexico border, but still maintained itself for a couple seasons.
It's a solid show.
It was a good show. And
I don't remember her name, the
Mary Louise Parker.
Yes.
As far as MILFs go.
A beautiful woman.
No, as far as MILFs go. God damn.
If you don't know the difference between Mike and I in this show,
that just did it.
That is exactly the example that I would give to anyone. Okay.
That just did it.
Weeds moves on with the upset.
I'll respect. I'll give a MILF her due.
A lovely lady.
She was a mother in that show, and all she did was sell weed and F.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, look at you. Dropping down to F.
I don't want to edit the show. It's too long.
You've already dropped your swears in here.
Yeah, but it's a different because when I was at Comedy Central, we would get emails from Standards and Practices, which tell you what you have to bleep. Okay.
Right.
There are some words that you can say
in different contexts.
Situationally, right? Like you are an asshole. Okay, but I can't talk about your asshole. You see what I'm saying?
Fair.
That would be bleeped.
Right.
So there you go.
Which is so dumb.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's like you can be a dick, but you cannot show me your dick. Not that you would want to.
That's a life lesson right there.
Not that you would want to. So Standards and Practices 101.
All right, moving on. We're gonna have the 7 versus 10 here with Mad Men versus Downton Abbey.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I didn't really like Downton Abbey. Didn't really like it.
Never jumped out at me.
I like most English things.
And I don't necessarily love Mad Men.
No, it's the lesser of the mafia shows, but it still beats Downton Abbey.
And Mad Men gets the win. So that's an easy scratch.
Yeah.
Are you sticking on this topic, or are we moving on?
Well, I was just going to say, because we mentioned MASH, there was another show that was maybe going to go into this, but didn't entirely fit because genre-wise, it didn't really fit into this whole thing of drama, but it involves a lot of walking dead people. Right? And I feel like I almost wish that Walking Dead went in here instead of Mad Men or Downton Abbey.
Or Sherlock.
Yeah. You know what? Walking Dead just came in and upset both of them. Walking Dead is now in here.
Oh.
We're changing it. It's Walking Dead now.
That changed the whole tournament.
Walking Dead is the 17 seed, and they just made it through.
Changed the whole
tournament.
Instead of Chernobyl, that was them that came in. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
They Chernobled everyone.
That they did.
All right, animated. You know those actors, when they were filming Walking Dead, never said a word. There was silence of them walking around. It was all done in post.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being an extra walking around being like,
what do you mean
you're making too much noise?
I've been there, yeah.
I'm talking to the people listening to the show, maybe, if they're still on with us after this long of a show.
This is a great show.
I
think this is one of those podcasts people are going to listen to until it's over, but it may take 2 or 3 car rides.
Yeah, it may take a few car rides,
Yeah. I mean, we could stop after the first round and do a second show. All right, we're going to do that.
Okay.
But the first round is far from over. Here we go.
Animated.
We have South Park versus Dexter's Laboratory.
Not even a discussion.
Go on. South Park takes it.
South Park moves.
Yep.
Let's go to Transformers versus Ren and Stimpy.
I'm going Ren and Stimpy on this one.
I think I have to as well. Transformers hit a little late for me.
Yeah.
Not tremendously.
It
but
was
I was
my
like-
childhood. Yeah.
but it was, the first one hit when I was like 12, and I was like, this is kind of cool. We had Transformers in school and stuff.
But not the cartoon like this.
Yeah, the cartoon we had with Optimus Prime, the original one was very good, but I was just a little too old for it.
Yeah, okay.
I was like 12.
Yeah.
So I was a little old for
Little old.
it's a younger kids kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I moved on, and I still appreciate Transformers, but yeah.
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy own that.
Ren and Stimpy is like one of the original adult cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
But it was broadcast on Nickelodeon, which
yeah.
is a channel for kids.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. And it was always right before this show called Are You Afraid of the Dark? This is, you weren't probably watching Nickelodeon at that point,
I was watching
were you?
Ren and Stimpy every week.
Saturday at 9 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so right after was Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is like it's kind of like a Goosebumps type of a thing.
Yeah.
That's also dating.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah. The horror stories for kids based off of, like urban legends, basically.
Right.
And that the theme song at the end of Ren and Stimpy, that dun, 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 when that played at the end, it like you kind of felt like, the horror stories are starting to come now. And I'm like a little kid at this point, so it's like, Are You
Right.
Afraid of the Dark? It had some scary moments
Yeah.
for
I never saw that. But
8 years old. Well, yeah, because
I believe you, yeah.
you were in college by then, so
Yeah.
wouldn't expect to be watching Nickelodeon. But
No, but we watched a lot of Ren and
but
Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy held up, so there you go. Let's go. What do you got
All
next?
right. That was me. I picked Transformers Ren and Stimpy.
yeah,
It's
you
you
did.
going to studio audience.
Studio audience: The Golden Girls versus Frasier. This one is a toughie.
This is a battle.
This is a battle.
This is a toe-to-toe.
Oh my goodness! My
Both
goodness.
shows, amazing cast and casting.
and writing
I was getting there.
and writing.
I mean, great cast on both that were cast properly, that knew what they were doing. They were very good.
Likable characters.
The fact that Frasier is a spin-off himself that no one thought was going to make it.
yeah.
The addition of new characters
Yeah. Good old
that were
Nigel.
so good.
Yeah.
His father was amazing.
When you have a spin-off that winds up being parodied, like you're
Yeah.
onto something.
Right.
That Frasier was awesome. That
However-
being said, the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing better than senior citizens making sex jokes.
Talking about
My goodness.
if you were to go to a studio and say, I have this great idea,
Uh-huh.
we're going to take 3 really old women
It's one of the only shows to tackle ageism as a thing.
and we're going to have one of their moms on here. They're
Yeah.
all retired and we're going to make this comedy.
Was the
with
youngest one on the
right.
cast.
Right.
That's the craziest part.
It's just too good.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know this is an ageist
Ageist comment.
bracket in general, because
No, it's just there haven't been good studios.
Maude and the Jeffersons, and they're not on here.
Mm-hmm.
But because Maude is not on here, Golden Girls gets my nod regardless.
I don't care about Maude.
Great show. My
Golden
recommendation.
Golden Girls still. I mean, I've seen it.
Well, I'm
just saying Golden Girls wins without the assist from Maude. The Golden Girls is fine. And could you imagine the Golden Girls playing basketball?
That's B. Arthur with a dunk to end this game.
That would be no. This game. This.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a while. No, I think they
Over Nigel.
They took the lead. They took the lead with like 3 minutes left, and then Nigel was like fouling the old women on the way out.
I like B. Arthur dunking over Nigel to take the game.
Yeah,
Done.
dunking over
Slam
Dad.
dunk.
Yeah. All right. So the last one in that bracket is
Cheers versus Everyone Loves Raymond.
now. Everyone Loves Raymond was a great show in its own right, but
Really good show.
But Cheers, I mean,
Cheers is iconic.
we can't. Yeah.
Cheers must be there, and I am so afraid of that next round.
Yeah.
But we'll get there when
Yeah.
we get there. You're on to
tune
single
into the
camera.
next episode.
Yeah.
30 Rock versus Scrubs. 30 Rock.
30 Rock
30
all
Rock.
day.
Scrubs,
It had its moments,
that's the great way to put it. It had its moments. It had its moments.
and shows like in the drama, ER didn't make the drama. Hill Street Blues didn't make the drama. Like, it's really difficult for me seeing those shows missing here, and Scrubs just reminded me of that.
All right, so if ER was in that bracket instead of Breaking Bad, would you have put ER over Weeds?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That first episode of ER is powerful. But this is
But it's not where we're doing it.
no, they're you know what? Why we should just write the shows that we disrespected and do it as an NIT, like third episode.
Well, that's tough too.
Yeah. No, ER was a great show.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe in my off time,
come up with things
after
that
we're
weren't
done
on
with this,
here.
come up with the shows that are all missing and do an NIT.
There you go. I like that. Okay, and then the last one in that bracket is Eastbound and Down versus Silicon Valley. Now, it's not like I mean, Eastbound and Down wins.
Yeah.
But did you watch Silicon Valley?
Nope.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really
I think
good.
I saw first episode kind of thing. But no.
See, that's not one of those shows that you have. Oh, you need to watch the second season. Like, no, the second season was good, but the first season, it's actually a very complete story. I really like how it's a very complete story from front to back. A lot of great character development. T.J. Miller in that show was just
T.J. Miller's brilliant.
Oh my god, so good,
Brilliant guy.
However, Eastbound and Down.
Yeah. It's just a funny show.
I mean,
funny from start to finish.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's
All right, that brings us over to drama.
Which I mean, also speaking of shows that were disrespected, Big Mouth being
Not in the, yeah.
it's not old enough and it's not well known enough. I don't think it's not old enough.
Well, it's like saying Ted Lasso's not in here too.
Yeah.
But what category would you put Ted Lasso in?
That's a single camera comedy.
Is it single camera? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, this is a GOAT bracket. You can't put Ted Lasso as the greatest of all time as of yet. I don't think. I don't know. It's a great show.
Oh, it's a great show.
The first season was awesome. The second season, a little bit less, and the third season's about to come out. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
The Sopranos versus Deadwood.
This upsets me.
That Deadwood was a 16.
I love Deadwood.
Yeah.
Very much.
It was very good.
But nothing tops Sopranos.
It was
Sopranos
very
is
good.
a Final Four team. At least, so.
And then Game of Thrones versus Lost.
Yeah.
I'm going Lost.
I'm going Game of Thrones.
Nah, see, I'm going with
Character
Lost, man.
development, the twists and turns, all of it fantastic. I never got into Lost. And I think Lost would have had a better shot for me. I would have liked it better had it been a cable series.
Okay.
As opposed to a network show.
That's fair. I mean,
people love
I give you
Lost.
that. No,
I get that.
Lost was really good. Talk about two shows that just kind of kicked you in the nuts at the end. Like,
Yeah.
turn on a fucking light.
Well, we can say all three. Game of Thrones. We can say Sopranos in there with a kick too. A
No,
kick at the last show.
no.
But we can get to that in the next bracket. when we get
Brilliant
there.
ending.
All right, and we have two more.
Yeah.
Some reason we have only two more shows to go in the first round.
Yep.
Two more brackets to fill. Sorry, Simpsons and SpongeBob are in the first round.
I mean, it's cute that SpongeBob made the list, but
Yeah, I like SpongeBob. I think it's an
funny.
adorable show. I think it's got some great writing to it too. But yeah, sorry, Simpsons take
There you
that. And then Flintstones versus G.I. Joe.
you're gonna go Flintstones, and I'm gonna go
course
GI
I am.
Joe. I'm probably gonna go GI Joe on this one.
Doesn't matter.
GI Joe is really good. No, you know what?
G.I. Joe was a decent show.
It was but it's not the Flintstones.
Yo, Joe, it's not the Flintstones.
It's not the Flintstones.
And the Flintstones, with a last-second 3 and throwing up the Great Gazoo,
Nice.
pulled it out. Like, they were dying in the ratings, and they each had kids. That's where
Yep.
Pebbles and Bam Bam came from.
Yep.
Dying again, bring on the Gazoo.
Yeah.
Nobody thought the Great Gazoo was a good idea,
Hanna-Barbera.
but it was great.
Good strategy.
It was wonderful.
You know what show we're watching at home right now that's nowhere near this list?
What's that?
Dinosaurs. Do you remember Dinosaurs?
I love dinosaurs.
It's
not
on.
the mama, not the mama.
Yeah, I do have a 3-year-old that hits me in the head and says that.
I love that.
So you can put that in the NIT. So look, that's the first round.
First round. We'll recap in the next show.
Yeah, the first round is as long as the rest of the tournament.
Right.
So you're halfway there, everybody.
Right. So let's call this. You want to call this a show?
Yeah, we'll
And put
call
the next
this a
show
show.
on,
We'll call this a show.
and then we'll hammer out and we'll do a recap from there.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it. Good game, Mike.
Yay! Yay!